Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I will be talking about step-by-step study in Sweden, and I'm going to start with application, how you're going to apply for your studies, and also when you arrive at Sweden. So first of all, you have to find a program that you want to study. If you want to study in Sweden, you should find a program that suits you. So for you to find the program, you need to check some website. You need to make a research. You can go to studyinsweden.se to do research on the type of courses you want to study, the university you want to study in Sweden. Also, you can check some other websites such as iredura.com to get more information on how to study in Sweden, and also how to go about the courses you want to study in Sweden. Or it can even give you an idea of, if you don't have an idea of what you want to study in Sweden, you can also go through that and make a research, get more information, and then check which course you want to study in Sweden. So it's going to help you to get more information about courses, universities, and departments in Sweden. So don't forget to check out Iredura. You can also go to Education Consultant. They offer valuable advice and insight for studying in Sweden. And also you can ask your friends that have studied abroad or studying in Sweden. They can recommend and provide unique perspectives and experience of their stay over there. So the next thing to do is to apply for your studies. So once you've identified the study program you want to apply for, then you submit your application through university program. I'm going to outline some of the things you need when applying for admission in Sweden. One of it is your academic transcript. You must provide your academic transcript, including your high school or your previous education program. One is a proof of your language proficiency. So you have to take a test of your language proficiency, and the expiring date has to be like 2 years ahead. So that language proficiency has to be very valid for you to apply admission in Sweden. So the third one is your personal statement. As I stated earlier, you need to provide your personal statement, even though some university might not ask you for your personal statement when you're applying for your admission, but just have it handy so that if they ask, you provide. If they don't ask, then it's fine. So the next thing is letter of recommendation. So university may require letter of recommendation from your teachers, your lecturers, that's your former education or either your undergraduate education, and then your employers as well, or your professors. So you have to provide your letter of recommendation, even though it's some university that will ask for letter of recommendation, but I will advise you to have your letter of recommendation handy as well, so that when they ask, you provide for it, and if they don't ask, there is no problem. At least just have it handy with you. So the next thing is application fee. So your application fee has to be paid when applying for admission. 900 krona is a constant fee when applying for admission in Sweden. In any university is 900 krona. So you have to provide 900 krona. So another thing again is your passport or your ID. So you have to provide your international passport and your ID. So that your international passport has to be valid for the period of time you're going to study in Sweden. It has to be valid. So you need to provide your passport as well, an international passport, when applying for your admission. So that's it. After you've done your research and found a program you want to study in Sweden and the university you want to study in Sweden, then the next thing you're going to do is to apply for that university. So the third thing you're going to do is to figure out your finances. So how are you going to figure out your finances? Let me outline how you should figure out your finances. So the first thing is make a research. Research on the cost of studying in Sweden, and then your tuition fee also, accommodation, your food, your transportation, other expenses. So you have to make a research on how all these things works, how much you're going to spend on your tuition fee, how much you're going to spend on your transportation, how much you're going to spend on food, how much you're going to spend on accommodation, and so on, and also your extra expenses. So you have to make research on that. So the next thing is plan your budget. So you have to outline your income and your expenses, how much you're gonna spend on food, how much you're going to spend on transportation, how much you're gonna spend on tuition fee, how much you're gonna spend on rent and other utilities bill, like your utilities bill and also your extra expenses. You have to outline your expenses and your income. When you weigh down your expenses and your income, then you know how to manage yourself. So the third one is search for funding opportunities. So once you apply for your admission and you've gotten your admission, you started your study, search for funding such as scholarship and grant. All these scholarship and grant are available for international students. So you have to apply. Once you have your admission handy, you started your study, you can apply for grants or scholarship. They are very available for international student, and it's 100% when you apply you're gonna get. When you know what you're doing, you're gonna get that. The fourth thing to do is to apply for student visa. So any student that is outside EU, that's European Union and Switzerland, they have to apply for student visa. Also, there are some certain countries that do not need to apply for student visa, such as South Korea, New Zealand, Canada, USA, and Australia. They don't need to apply for a student visa when they are studying in Sweden for a period of 6 months. They don't need student visa. So you need to provide your student visa once you've gotten admission, or once you are processing for your admission or applying for admission. Just start processing for your visa immediately so that it will be ready on time for your studies, and you'll be ready on time. The document you need to provide for your student visa when applying is one. First of all, you need to fill your application form. You should, when you apply, you submit your application. Is on Swedish Migration Agency. That's where you apply for your visa. You provide your international passport page. Your passport must be valid for the period of your study in Sweden. And the third thing is to provide your letter of acceptance. I stated earlier, you provide your letter of acceptance when applying for your admission. When you're applying for your student visa, you also provide your letter of acceptance. You provide a proof of tuition fee payment. So once you pay your tuition fee, you provide proof of the payment on your student visa application. And also you have to provide a proof of your finances. That means you have to provide your bank statement or your scholarship. If you're on a scholarship, you have to provide that. And also, if you are being sponsored by someone, you have to provide a guarantee financial support from your sponsor. The last one is your health insurance. So you have to provide a proof of your health insurance coverage in Sweden. The next thing to do when you've applied for your student visa is to find accommodation. So sometimes finding accommodation can be so challenging, but let me give you some tips that will help you to find accommodation. So one of them is to check accommodation with your university. So university offer housing for student, like for international student, for student generally they offer housing. So, and it's more cheaper for you to stay in university housing accommodation. So check some student portal such as SSSB, Bubble Art, and Student Board. So these are also student portals that you can get a house or accommodation on their website. Also, you can check private rentals that's outside your school premises or your campus. Even though housing rentals can be very much expensive than student housing rentals that the university give out, but if you have much money, you can do that for your own comfort. The next thing to do is to begin your application earlier. So once you begin your application earlier, like 3 to 5 or 6 months before your arrival to Sweden, once you begin your application, you may even get a very comfortable and suitable place once you start your application earlier. The next thing to do is to be flexible. What I mean by being flexible when looking for accommodation is like you have to be willingly to share accommodation with someone or your room with someone, and also you have to be willingly to rent a house outside the city where you're studying for more if you don't have a lot of money with you. So you need to consider these options. You just need to be flexible if you don't have much on you. These are the tips you should consider that will help you to find accommodation in Sweden. After you've gotten your accommodation and you've arrived Sweden and you've settled in, you begin to make new friends, you begin to explore the city and many more. So once you've done that, like once you've settled in, is to register with Swedish Migration Agency. You should go to their website and also complete your online form on Swedish Migration Agency. Upload your documents, pay for your application fee, book appointment and attend your appointment. So these are the things you need to do after you arrived Sweden and you settled in. You need to register with Swedish Migration Agency. So the next thing to do is to open a bank account. As an international student in Sweden is very straightforward. The first thing is just for you to choose a bank you want to open, such as Nordea, Swedbank. So once you choose the bank, you gather your required document, your passport, your Swedish personal identity number, your proof of enrollment in the university, and also your proof of address in Sweden. That's your rental address, your apartment where you stay. Next thing to do is to visit the bank you've chosen to open an account with. And once you've visited the bank, you bring out your documents, fill out the application form, and wait for your approval. Once you've been approved, you'll be provided with your bank account number. Once they have provided you with your bank account number, you need to activate your account. They'll give you your account number and you activate your account number. Once you've activated your account number, you can deposit your money in the bank. So the next thing to do is to get your health insurance. Public health insurance provide health insurance for international students, so you can pay for your health insurance. As an international student, there are some reduced fee for your health insurance through public system, so you can apply for your health insurance through public system. So the next thing to do is to attend orientation program. Orientation program will help you to know Swedish culture and also to know places in Sweden, to socialize with people, also explore the cities. You can go to different cities in Sweden such as Stockholm, Uppsala, Lund, Kiruna, Gotland, Gothenburg. These are various beautiful cities in Sweden that you can explore. I also attend lectures and seminars, join student organization, and also participating in campus life by engaging in activities, by knowing their culture. It will make your transition, or it will make your life easier while you study or while you stay in Sweden. So I wish you the best when you apply for your studies and you'll stay in Sweden. Thank you for listening, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on your notification. Like, comment, share my video with your friends. See you in my next video. Bye.